Hello, ladies and gentlemen and others. My name is EduTheVODS. Welcome back to another stream. How you doing, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic day today. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, chat. How you doing, everybody? As I'm playing right now, this game, there are no PR release yet. Not that I'll be playing because there's nothing new. So. I also just recently played. I usually play SOTM, replay SOTM with a harder, with mods that makes it a bit harder. So it's not really worth it. It's not gonna be like, wow, it's worth it. So yeah, definitely I will be playing the SOTM experience soon. And that's what I have here said. So, anyways, if the VR port releases on PC today, later today, then good for you, chat. Have fun. I mean, yeah. We're gonna talk a bit more. We're gonna be talking a bit of FNaF. Will be speedrun, by the way. About, of course, Steel Wool and a third party in this somehow. Well, not somehow, but a third party involved with this. Also, there's the the whole criticism with the marketing and the communication, but also the community being exaggerated as always. I apologize for my slowness as I'm setting up everything. And yeah, chat. Okay. Sorry, I had to set up a few things. Or at least I'm gonna try because I'm gonna be speedrunning, of course, and there'll be parts where I'm like, I need to be focused, but I'm gonna try. That's not what I'm searching. This. Perfect. Try to set up chat as well. Now I can see you properly, chat. Chat? No, wait, mods? But that chatter. Alright, so let me open the game. I haven't opened it yet because this is I am bad at this. There's this weird bug that I have in my computer where when I'm streaming or anything like that, for some reason the system notifications gets deactivated. Like, I know this is a feature of my OS. But the thing is, sometimes it doesn't deactivate when I'm done streaming, so it's a bit annoying. So I need to remember to activate it every time I finish stream because it is very annoying. Very annoying. Well, anyways, chat, I need to be on the speedrun window. Hey, I'm back. There's the little border, which, okay, do you remember how to split? Shift F, yes. How do you pause? G, okay. Yeah, because I have speedrun a little while, so okay. Also, I need to capture the game. I think you're here. I'm pretty sure you're here in the game, but you're not. But you're not seeing the game. No, you're not seeing the game. Don't worry, that's a quick fix. There. El SOTM. And the secret of the fucking mimic. Yeah, I'm not streaming the new Genshin event because I'm in the American servers. I'm pretty sure that in the American servers, the next two quests are not available yet. So that's got to be pushed to Monday. Well, no, tomorrow Friday, because tomorrow Friday won't be streaming. So there's that. there's that a little thing to consider.
I just pulled up.
Good job.
I just pull up.
Doesn't look like anyone's here.
I'm sure you're right. Those motion sensors never tell the truth.
Okay.
Okay, do we ready to activate this?
Let's get in.
To access the building, you
Hey, okay, I did this split. Hell yeah. So yeah, chat.
Good job.
There's a lot of things to talk about FNAF related stuff.
Where is your master key to
I'm not exactly happy to talk about this because every time I don't talk about FNAF, which is related to community,
over and out.
it's not exactly in the side where people will be happy to hear me and now listen, or listen actually. And here's the thing: the VR port of SOTM is valid to be angry. It is valid to be disappointed. It is valid to feel annoyed and tired that the communication from Scott and Steve, well, mainly Scott, is been pretty much silence. Silence is a thing that there's nothing wrong. Do not say nothing. Sometimes silence is just not saying nothing is better than saying something. But the more time it passes, the more silent there is. You have to wonder which thing should be said. So, what this has to be how to say this. Like this should be talk about it, or one of them should mention something about this, and not just leave it in pure silence. Because it has reached a point where there's a lot of people angry, and I think it's important to start finally have some better communication, a community manager, something. But okay, well, let's go little by little, okay? Because this is a problem that's been a while now, but kind of feel because if we are talking about how FNAF is doing, it's doing good, okay? You might not look at it, but it's doing good. It's getting good games. It's getting apparently better merch now. I have no idea. I'm not into the FNAF merch. Books appear to be starting to improve, or at least it appears that it's going to be like this because of the improvement of the graphic novel adaptation of The Mimic. So overall, like FNAF, generally speaking, is doing good. But like, good. That's it. Good. No, nothing more. Nothing higher. Nothing lower. Good. Because we need to remember that again. There's some books. Okay. There's some books that appears that it's going to that I have to fully at the end the part of the books again. I apologize for that. But apparently there's some books that's doing well. But also there are things like, for example, the FNAF movie. Oh my god, I forgot how to do this. I haven't speedrun in a while. But there's also cases like the FNAF movie, which the second movie that yeah. But overall, FNAF is doing good. In some ways, you could say that FNAF, the state of FNAF is right now, is similar like it was after I end up opening the book menu from the from the Nomos mod. I don't count that as qualification, right? Because I mean I have the mod, but I'm not using it. I mean, I did open the menu, but not because I did something with it that gives you an advantage. I hope that's a good disqualification. But anyways, well, that's assuming I'm gonna get a good time to begin with. But anyways, so yeah, the FNAF, like in terms of how FNAF is doing good. Speaking of lower gold volume, it's because I lower it from my headset. Yeah, lower from my headset. If not, then I'm gonna need to restart this. Okay, it's a lower from my headset. No, no, okay. Sorry about that. So yeah,
Testing. 1, 2.
FNaF is doing good.
That was quick.
However,
So, let's talk about what you learned.
that doesn't mean that FNaF has to be perfect through all the way to the path. Because again, in some ways, FNaF right now reminds me of how FNaF was after Sister Location, or during Sister Location, up to Help Wanted. Where it was like, I mean, yeah, FNaF has dropped popularity and it probably is at its lowest point, but it's not like a low in a low point where it's doing bad or FNaF is bleeding. It's gonna have negative effects on the franchise. Like no, like it's like you know, its popularity. FNaF has been popular for like 2, almost 3 years, and of course, there's gonna be a drop down of people being interested in FNaF after a while. So it's common to happen. Because ironically, in terms of relevancy, what am I doing? I deserve to die. I have the right now. I have the muscle memory for the last time we played SOTM casually. It's been like a week ago, pretty sure. Well, playing latest patch really affects the way I play this game. And when I say latest patch, I mean like the one that released before the VR version of the game. Just in case someone is seeing this, it thinks like, oh my god, this VR version of the game. Like no. You're able to run behind Elephant has been, I think, since the last patch they released before the VR release. But anyways, I was talking about, exactly what I was referring to, yeah. So it's almost even FNaF is doing a lot more better than that time right now. Especially since it's during this era of FNaF that it gets the most, it has the highest peaks of the entire franchise, even if it's not for better. These peaks are not for good reasons exactly. We'll get there. So, but however, there has been a problem that has been growing on the outside, on the behind the scenes. As I mentioned, I was mentioning all of this because there are people who believe that SOTM flopped. Like, no, chat, no. SOTM did well. Not the most successful FNaF game, but it did well. Okay, it's not doing bad. SOTM still. Oh my god, why? What's with my mouse? I'm very bad. Oh, my mouse is starting to be worse now because I am pressing click and it's not doing exactly what I want to do. I'm not a new user. Okay, I've been this problem with left click for a while now. I mean, actually I need to replace my mouse as soon as possible, so... Shit though. Anyway, so yeah, I'm really mentioning this because people think that FNaF is doing wrong, or like, oh my god, SOTM didn't sell too well because of marketing, which we'll get on there. But in the chat, SOTM did well, okay? It's... like, the relevancy of SOTM is a bit more higher than FNaF used to be during the era that I previously mentioned, so... chillax. Again, not a huge difference, but neither is gonna be like, wow! Relax, okay? Don't get desperate. Don't go insane. So yeah, let's have fun! But, but yeah, there has been this problem growing slowly, but it's starting to get to appear more and more. Is that after security breach, the communications from Scott Council and Steel has been very... I've been getting less persistent. Well, not persistent. Yeah, less persistent, less less things being answered, concerns that should be answered from day zero are not getting answered, and I think with this VR release of SOTM, really put it to, it really shows away a lot more than it used to, because here's the thing. Again, SOTM, okay, how to put this? What's the best way to explain this? I want to. Yeah, sorry. because the thing with all of these problems with accumulating, I think the VR release has been the breaking point because of good reasons. Marketing and of course communication problems that we've been having for a while. Because if we look back at SOTM, like before SOTM release, this game marketing was, I mean, not bad, but there was a little, there was barely any marketing about this game. Literally, a lot of people missed that, hey, there's a new FNaF game, I didn't know that. So, because of this reason, because of this reason, FNaF has been in a weird position where, well, not weird position, but position where, you know, games like SOTM, even Ruin, SOTM, and have wanted to games that could get, well, I mean, Ruin is a DLC, but for me, it's basically a separate game. But because of this reason, SOTM, like, FNaF has been this weird void where, okay, we are getting new stuff. This stuff is good. The marketing for these games has been very little. Games that could be easily be marketed, shared on social media, like Steve Wool posting countdowns, or sharing tweets or updates about it, you know, appearing commercials about it. Well, commercials for trailers. Because the thing with this is that the FNaF movies happen. And the FNaF movies have a lot of marketing. So that, you like it or not, it makes it feel like the FNaF movies are getting more, or feels like getting better treatment in terms of marketing than the games itself. And this feeling of, oh, okay, I was allowed. This feeling of, hey, you know, FNaF is spending nobody the game, so why? Well, lore, but the lore comes from the game, so why? Why are the movies who are getting all the attention, or only the movies gets to have the promotion that the movies have? And mind you, keep in mind that the movies also have Universal behind, I think. You know, who's on my Blue House again? Universal, right? This is Universal. So that gives them a lot of advantage compared to like the money that Steve may have. However, it's called Cowton. He's rich. Skull could easily pay a lot for marketing of these games. Like, even if he doesn't want the same level of marketing like the FNaF movies, like, hey, just more trailers, you know, something, teasers, you know, like the old Scott Games teasers. Like these little things that can make FNaF so much, like, will make people more interested and know that, hey, as a reminder, there's a FNaF game coming, and you know, and not just one trailer about this game that has released months way before the release of this game. So it's starting to be a bit annoying. Well, not annoying, very annoying now that now with the VR game, yeah, we received trailers about the VR release, but there was like barely any hype built for it. It was like, oh yeah, it's just a VR release, and you know, I kind of understand why there was like huge marketing for that because it's VR, and don't get me wrong, yeah, VR is cool, and even though I don't have a VR headset, it's cool, it's awesome, but most people don't have VR headset, and it is just a port of a VR port of a game that already exists. So it's like I press click and it shoot. Oh my god! I think I must start to break more now because it starts to be more of a problem. Oh my god! I cannot aim to A. No. It was very far from me. I could grab it. I literally could grab the weapon. Okay, that sucks. So yeah, again, I kinda get why they didn't market too much or at least there was no interest, or there was barely marketed about the VR's version of this game, because like, you know, if there's gonna be any early changes, it just basically just for the VR port is like, yeah, especially if little people are gonna play, don't get me wrong, don't confuse with the communication with the marketing part, but at least in terms of marketing, like, yeah, how much you're gonna get with porting a VR, with a VR port of a game that had already been launched. It kind of like same with the flat mode version of FNaF game. Like, yeah, oh my god, I did start the timer. Yeah, it's cool. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be awesome. But realistically speaking, a lot of people are gonna be, you know, the hype for this game already went away. So it's like, what's the point to try to do big marketing for this? So it's like, yeah, I completely understand. I can completely see the point of Steelwool not wanting to market the VR release that heavily. You know, the sort of marketing itself wasn't that heavy, but you know. Again, especially if they're gonna be, especially since the VR version has nothing new added. So it's like, yeah, I see, I can understand. But now, there is a problem with this. It's independently of the marketing. Independently of the marketing, the communication for this release was very, very bad. Like, people, like... Okay, so a little bit of context. When Steam releases a trailer, the trailers usually are more targeted to PlayStation because, as far as I can understand, Steelwool has a partnership with Sony, so it's kind of like, okay, they have to target their releases to PlayStation, but also PC at the same time. And a lot of these trailers usually are like PlayStation focused, really focused trailers. But Steelwool games releases the same day on PC and PlayStation. For other consoles like Switch and Xbox, they always release later after its release because, again, partnership. I think there's like a limited. I think if you are partnership of Sony, you have to keep your games exclusive to their platform for at least 3 months. I think maybe it's not gonna say it's no longer like that. Maybe it's less now. I have no idea, but it's it's their way basically. So so it's kind of like, okay, so this game gonna release, this port's gonna release both PC and PlayStation. So everybody in the day of Monday, I'm pretty sure, Was Monday release? I don't remember. I forgot. But in the release of the VR version, we only end up getting on the PlayStation VR release of the game, which is a platform that has even less VR users than PC. and that and it's not because it ended up being just an exclusive of Sony, no, but because something may happen to the because okay, people really thought that it's because okay, people really thought it's very funny because it's been in the same post that that announced the release, but people really thought that it was going to release that it was just an exclusive to PSVR 2. In actuality, I have to mention, hey, the PC port it's going to release very soon, which it says nothing. Later post they say that it's going to be like in 2 or either yesterday or now today. Oh my god, why? Stop doing that mouse! It's so annoying! So now, in theory, it should be releasing today. And they might be wrong, but we might be wrong, but I don't know. We don't know. We have no idea. Maybe release now on speedrunning. Imagine, but yeah. Anyways, the point is, the point with all of this is that it kinda look like there's something went wrong with the update, so maybe there was a bug with the PC version that I have to delay it for a little bit. And you want to delay at least for the PlayStation because I get why there's people saying that they should just delay it for a little bit. For PlayStation as well, but I mean, at least if one platform works, they just release that platform. Although, admittedly, the VR version on release on PSVR 2 apparently it's not that good. Apparently, there's a lot of glitches. Well, I saw a little bit of gameplay of Fusion C Gamer, which also before I continue with this, it's very funny and sad to see that people were a lot of big content creators FNaF. Mainly for FNaF were like, yeah, okay, I'm going to play this on VR version. I have everything ready. I'm gonna have, gonna be ready to stream this today. It's gonna be fun. Oh, like the only big YouTuber that I know that was able to play the release of this game on PSVR 2 is Fusion C Gamer, which I don't watch the first gameplay of it. I only watched the first video, which is I think that the only it does the big top chase, and after that, and it finishes there. I know he uploaded another video, but I haven't seen nothing more. And a few things I was noticed on the trailer. This is one, the lighting that was used in the trailer of the VR version to the PSVR 2 will release. It's not the same. It because the trailer kinda looked like they're gonna be updating the lighting. Because you can see like Jackie looking a little more, having a better shadow between definition before in the part where before she chases you. But in the final game, it's not like that. It's Jackie, but well, in the VR release, PSVR 2, Jackie looks exactly the same in in SOTM, like your typical SOTM gameplay, like as in release. So it's like, okay, but also like I see like the use of the like. I see that opening doors is a little bit difficult because kind of looks like the data driver doesn't respond too well, and also the buttons that you have to press on upgrades are are not well done. So I kind of stop doing that. It's not well done. So it's like the game constantly glitches. Like you struggle a lot to press a button even though you're actually pressing it. The button to do something basically. And I mean, I've seen people say that the VR port is not that bad, Like it needs it needs a lot of polish, but overall, you can play it. It's not like the worst thing ever because there's something I need to talk about later about the community reaction towards this with all of these events, and of course, that made everybody angry. Also, in a sudden twist with all the situation, we end up learning that Steelwool did not make the VR port, which is like, wait, hold up. Let me get this straight. Steelwool back in PAX West of 2023. What was 2024? Yeah, 2024. You gave us a demo of this game that only could be played on VR. Then, when your PlayStation page was set up, the VR part was only optional, letting us know that hey, you can play this game either VR or in flat mode, which pretty cool. But then the VR got removed, and this game released only there's in the state I'm playing right now, which is like yeah, I'm using my mouse to this. I'm also using VR headset, nothing like that, just playing the game as it should be played. I see the shot the trailer where people are like, oh my god, this looks different. But also keep in mind I'm playing everything with low graphics and and I have right this on max, so please don't use my gameplay footage for my speedruns as a reference. Or in my streams because I always have to play with graphics a bit lower than but it's better to be played. Or it's better to be like other people play. But anyways, or usually someone will be playing. But anyways, yeah, Jackie's Bucky, and I'm fucking Bucky, yo. No, people end up discovering that Steelwool, yeah, you released the game without the VR. And we never knew if you're gonna make the VR version of this game. Today, earlier this year, we announced that yeah, the VR version is coming. Like, okay, pretty cool. And now the VR version release, and it's like, okay, there appears to be a lot of technical issues that we haven't heard, but okay. To then, being discovered that still didn't work on the VR version of this game, well, at least not in big detail, because there always has been a third-party studio working on Steelwool games, believe it or not, which is called EduTheVODS Studios. EduTheVODS Studios' main job in FNaF is the port of the Steelwool games to other platforms. So since Help Wanted, at least, I don't know if the word has been with Steelwool even earlier, before FNaF. The EduTheVODS role has been basically, hey, Steelwool, you make the game, it will be porting it. Maybe they work as a support studio. Maybe I have no idea. Because their main thing is, or at least what they've been their promotion about the FNaF games are the ports of Steelwool games to other platforms. Which funny enough, they were the ones who made that. There was an article being done about them porting SOTM to Switch. The technical difficulties and stuff. And it's interesting to know that Steelwool this whole time they weren't the ones porting these games to their consoles, or to the other consoles, the other platforms, because I look, because apparently is, or at least we know that EduTheVODS is the one who made the ports of Help Wanted games as well, which it makes me a bit angry, knowing that knowing that the EduTheVODS studio was supposed to be the ones that should be porting Help Wanted to Curse of Dreadbird to Xbox, because we never knew why, which is also part of the communication problem, which I'm gonna talk about more detail later. I already talked about a little bit more about a little bit about it, but I want to say more later. But now that I know that the EduTheVODS Studios, it's involved with FNaF. Okay, so one thing before I continue. People find a bit ironic or annoying, actually, that still the VR studio didn't release they didn't work on the VR part of the game. I just want to leave something clear. Support studios that gives you a second hand in the development or ports is still a regulated in the industry. Especially, it's very common, especially on indie studios who has a certain amount of success, because that really helps them with the flow of work. So, and admittedly, probably still didn't even plan to release a VR version of this game at some point, but they're not doing it anyway. So I'm like, okay, you don't want to bought it. You may want to work on this, so you can take the VR version. You can take the VR work that we have on this game, the progress that we have, and you can do port if you wanna.
Close the hatch. Reset the crank. Turn on the power, and you are done.
So. Okay. And also because Steel probably has other games working. I mean, we know there's another FNaF game coming from Steel. So it probably wants to something, and probably they didn't want to focus all their resources, or most of their resources, on a port of SOTM, which I mean, it's whatever for probably it's already of whatever for them. So if they can leave it to another studio to work on it, then it's gonna be good for them. It's gonna be good for them. Which, you know what? I don't mind that. I don't mind. I don't find it annoying. I don't find it like, oh, it's wow still you know what, you're supposed to be the VR studio. Like, if they want to focus more of their resources on the other stuff that's still VR ported, hey, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not new in the industry. Oh my god, can I? Oh my god, why? I'm having a poor controller mouse right now. I hate my life. I hate my freaking life. What the hell was that? Anyways, so like I was saying before, and also apparently the EduTheVODS appears, well, not apparently, the page of the EduTheVODS about FNaF it appears to be made on AI, and because it uses a lot of weird wording, like for example when they port security breach to other platforms, they mention about a double jump, which is like, okay. And also uses a lot of images, FNaF images that are not even part for their games, and uses a lot of misinformation. It's like, oh wow, okay. Cool, EduTheVODS, thank you. Thank you for your passion, thank you for your good, incredible work, and also I don't want to decredit EduTheVODS Studios because of all of this. Like, they do have an experience, they have ported games, and they have ported Steel games, and you can play them right now. And although the only port I play is Help Wanted, it's not a bad port, it's good. I'm happy that I was able to play Help Wanted back on Xbox. Back when I couldn't play any Steel game on PC. So thank you, I appreciate that. But you know,
Doesn't look like anyone's here.
with all this happening, and knowing now that EduTheVODS is the one who made the port of SOTM,
Okay. Well, how am I supposed to get in?
To access the building, you
how
should
would
be
it
provided with a
not?
data
How
dial.
well does he really know that it was them?
Good
Like,
job.
it's like they just go so on the radar that we just never know about them. Steve will just never say nothing about them. Like shout out to the EduTheVODS Studios for making for porting our games to these platforms. Like no nothing, not just no wording, no like no wording, no like shout out, no nothing. And you might say that so we are putting the blame in wrong studio then. Yes and no, because the thing at the end of the day is that Steelwool are the ones who should know about. They should be apparently that like the Warrior Studios were the ones who made the port, okay? But Steelwool should have known about this. Well, Steelwool should be, Steelwool at least I think or I believe that Steelwool knows about all the development of these games because
costume, entertainment, and carnival game technologies. Woo!
and I'm mainly saying this because
See what Murray's can do for your carnival, amusement park, midway, or fun fair. This client tour will show you just what I'm capable of. Get ready to be amazed.
I did something now. Because they should know about the product. They should know that hey, it's your game. You should know about what is happening with the development of this game. Or
The show's just begun. There's so much to be done. You want to be here to
so
it's a
either
one of a kind. Fantasy
so here's the thing. There's a lot of scenarios that could happen with this. One of these, the one that I believe the most is that the EduTheVODS Studio probably struggled a lot to port the VR version to the game, but they were saying to Steelwool that hey, everything is going fine. And then when Steelwool had to check the VR port late, which to be honest is well check it at any stage, preferably, not just at the end. But again, this is just my speculation, my what I can logically see what is going on. Because I mean, judging by how Steelwool tends to react with the ports of these games, really nothing. I think Steve will not tend to check the progress of their other ports from on Devoted. So they're like, yeah, just they blind trust Devoted, and and when Devoted, in the time for Devoted to port, when it was the time to release this this game to the port to PC and PSVR 2, they end up finding that the PC version it's broken or not working properly. So Steve was like, okay, you know what? Just release it on PSVR 2. We're gonna work the shit out to fix the PC version, the PCVR version of the game. And from there is what we end up getting there. Or at least that's what I believe. Or at least not believe. More like I can see the logic on the logic basically. Because again, it's really confusing. It's not easy to understand it or fully understand it. So. Because again, it's kind of thing that never gets revealed right away, so it's like at the end of the day, it's just speculation. But still, like even if Steelwool wasn't the one working on the port, they should have known about this. They should have known that hey, they should be communicating. They should communicate this earlier, not just let a disaster happen like we are currently seeing right now. Because this kind of thing shouldn't be happening. We shouldn't see this again. But here we are. Now, mind you, people are comparing the release of SOTM with VR to Security Reach, which a lot of you guys forgot how Security Reach released, huh? And besides, the Security Reach being broken is not the only problem that Security Reach had. Because, to begin with, SOTM did release complete, working well, being functional, and you can play the game from start to finish without finding any bugs or barely finding any bugs. And the VR port is what it literally is, a VR port. Like, independently you want to play it or not, or independently like the VR port is bad, it should be released like that. SOTM did release well, functional, the normal version of SOTM. And you can play it right now and have a good time with the game. And not be on a security breach problem, especially in day one, in the release day of the release of the game. The release day, basically, the release version of the game. Security breach not only had that game being broken at launch, but the security breach had a lot of issues. Where at one point it was supposed to be a different game. The concept of the Pixaplex animatronic, there was a lot of criticism already towards FNaF looking oh my god. Security Breach are really looking like a child game, or it appears to be focused more into children. Everything looking so flashy and shining. Security Breach was the most hyped FNaF title ever, also. So it's like, I wouldn't compare this to. I get why you're angry, but let's not let's not compare. The situation of these two games releases are, well, one is releasing, one is a port of an already existing game. So let's not go crazy, okay? Let's do comparisons. Comparaciones correctly. Because again, there's a good reason why to be. There's understandably why. Like I completely get it. I completely get it, and it's valid to be angry. But let's not compare a port of the game to a VR port to a actual release of a game. And also the damage on security reach is definitely gonna be. It's definitely left a higher damage than the VR port is going to leave. So yeah. With all of this in mind, now that we know the context and we know everything, or at least I think there's nothing left to be talking or mention, it is very annoying, and understandably annoying, that we've been dealing with problem communication for a while now with FNaF, because when something happens with FNaF causes nothing. The marketing for stable games are being nothing, or barely nothing. You know, no information about that it's gonna be delayed until the release of the game. Very annoying. So the people's anger it doesn't come out of nowhere. And FNaF seriously need to improve his communication. Like, I can't understand Scott Cotton no want to do this and not much anymore, or barely nothing. It might just not be, big. He might be busy, or just straight up he doesn't want. Oh, oh my god. Oh, he straight up doesn't want it anymore. But also, like, you made this FNaF Scott Games account. to precisely have people working for you to inform about updates of FNAF, just to not be used and be abandoned, and not news about nothing, no news about the new release of the game, no news about a new book, no news about the movie, like nothing. It's just a account that's there collecting dust, and that's it. There's no official page for FNAF. Scott, even if we say we used to have Scott games, Scott game was just videos for a teaser, a web page teaser, and that's it. There was a point that it was a proper web page, but it changed completely for FNAF 2, so its purpose already died very early. You know, Steve will is not use social media to promote new FNAF games. There's no like, you know, people say that the newsletter for Delta would be nice to have it FNAF. I agree. Might not be something that Scott may like or see it as a good deal, or something that's like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. But hey, at least on the zero like that would be nice. So then we kind of live in like a not kind of like in this state where FNAF really needs a better communication, like straight up, like not kind of, just straight up needs. I mean, just communication, really. Not like it needs more better communication. No, it just needs communication at this point. Because at this point, it's kind of like. One example would be kind of like having a girlfriend that she expects you to know what she wants all the time. Look at that boyfriend, because I also seen boyfriends has been like that. just a random example. So it really feels like that. Like this is like that's just the most annoying part of all of this is that this is an easy solution. Like, we have a lot of people, like, people to say Jolly Vlogs, sure, but there's also other people who are willing to work to just give the news officially to FNAF, to everybody who follows FNAF. Doesn't have to be FNAF fans. We don't have that. FNAF's just there. And it just, my main problem with this is that FNAF like,
If you're listening to this
okay, oops. My problem with FNAF mainly is that with this communication problem and everything, so it kind of makes me feel like Scott.
under the oven. To realign the elevator, use the slider to rebalance the load alignment doohickey. Great. Now that I assume you are done with the alignment,
Please.
input the
There you go.
1.
Is that Scott in some ways he's treating FNAF like it's the. That was at 3? Fuck. Yeah, I won't restart. Scott is treating FNAF like it is still a indie game. Like it is still indie, but like in terms of like, oh, it's just a small indie game being developed by just one guy. Like it's not like that anymore. FNAF has a lot of merchandise now. It has a lot of books. Has a lot of different people working to make FNAF games. FNAF has movies. So it's like at one point, FNAF it is a indie done by just one guy in a cave with a box of scraps. Like at one point, FNAF it is that type of indie game.
Turn on the power and you are done.
And that has generated millions and billions of money, so something like just communicating, having a web page, a news accounts to inform every new stuff, marketing, like Scott should be able to do that. She don't have the money for that, so it's like, bro, like what are we doing here? So it is getting very annoying, and It's it is just getting worse. It's just been getting worse. Also doesn't help that the community has been very annoying as well. I'm sorry. Like again, I understand that it's frustration. But also the community is just being, and the FNaF fan base is being the FNaF fan base. Or they have to be dramatic over everything and take things 10 times worse or serious. And the deep blooper. Oh my god, Verify mentioned. So it kind of reaches to the point where it's like, okay, hit one. Okay, nice. I'm lucky for this. Great. Just in case.
So many this is my wallet.
The first that I suddenly happened.
I am happy.
Let's go. Successful Carnival Blitz. Just in case, because I was kind of feeling a little bit crazy. Which is funny because it all happens when I'm playing SOTM or especially SOTM. I think it's because maybe I need to readjust my sensibility in this game. I don't know. Or maybe it's just a thing from the early patches. Like I feel like this patch doesn't feel like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just trying to do a lot of fast movement. Anyways, also the FNaF fanbase, it's not helping, to be honest. Like, it really, I feel like part of the reason why some part of fans reacting very, very, very negatively is because there's no there's no new FNaF game right now. And the only thing that they look forward to this year was the VR version, and maybe the car version, but also people are shitting on 5 Labs of Freddy's because the demo release broken, and because of this reason, the final game is also going to be broken. Like, wow, logic, the end of the logic. But sure, let's just say that you're not interested in the 5 Labs of Freddy game, which is valid, because it's like it's in some ways the same level as FNaF World 4 to 60. The other thing to look at is the VR port of the game, which I forgot to mention this, but the VR port of this game took at least there was a 10 months gap between the release of the game and the VR version of the game, which yeah, a lot of people have speculations of wondering like, okay, is this going to have new stuff, or the VR version is gonna be very incredible when I think it's just very basic port. So it really makes me think that the VR port was really not planned to happen at the end, or it was intended. Oh, I pressed Q by accident. Oh my god. So it made me think that the VR port was originally not intended to release, but I think they changed the plans after I think people were actually expecting they were like, okay, they bought studios, you do the port while we were still working on this FNaF game. But yeah, just another problem with the communication part. People are just saying that Steel should be fired or not work with FNaF games anymore. It's like, bruh, really? Like, I get the frustration, but okay, I don't know, like, the only game I could say that, yeah, they fucked it up was obviously Security Breach. Besides Security Breach, the rest of stable games, like, they are good. Like, it's fine if you don't like them, but you cannot go and say that these games are trash because there's a lot of people who like these games, and there's a lot of people who are gonna play these games and gonna have a good time, and other people won't look at it and say, "Oh, this is shit." Like, yeah, sure, it's what you are going to hear probably is that, oh, the direction of FNAF has changed for something that I don't like, which is completely valid. But to say that Seoul's games quality like are bad is like, okay. People just say that it should be delayed. This is what I'm very funny to it because it's like they should lay stable because they don't add ambient occlusions, VR, RTX, DLSS, and it's like probably because this game, stable games doesn't really need it. Like stable games obviously target people who has not strong graphics cards. This is not a good example. This one is not a good example of stable work because again I'm playing everything at low and brightness 100, so it's not a good visual representation of the game. So please don't use this footage as a reference, or any of my speedrun footage as a reference. Or okay, my streams itself, because I have to stream low. I have to play games with lower quality because of my streams. Not in this level of slow quality, but just to give you an idea. But yeah, it's like okay, people just now are taking this opportunity to just cheat. Because you know I have cheated on Ruin. I don't think it's a bad game, but it has a lot of problems. That for me makes me like it. For me makes it difficult to like it a lot. But now people just are using this opportunity as well to shit on Ruin. It's like, okay, what's the topic here? What's second? That's why it's the way it is. The community just fights against each other, or the problem that should be talk instead is just gets turned into just who shits the most, and it's a bit annoying, if not very annoying, but should be a proper problem to be discussing and agreed on. It's just become a shit fest. And people being dramatic, people saying that FNAF is doing very bad. It's like okay, come on. Especially with a VR port of a game where essentially a VR won't, like realistically speaking, a VR release of a game won't have a huge impact. And realistically speaking, most people weren't waiting for it because people wanted a people were expecting there will be something different with this game, which, mind you, is completely fair why people thought about it because it took 10 months to release, and there was no information if it's just gonna be a simple port or not. So in some ways, it's understandable, if not very understandable, why people were disappointed. But also, like, again, this is not security breach type of release, it's just, like, SOTM already released, this what? Okay. I was scared that it's gonna kill me again because of what has happened before. It's not already passed, by the way. Elefantito. I hate this so much. uh. Something not being actually. I thought maybe spawn behind me, and downstairs. I actually don't expect the mimic to spawn that close. Well, not close. The spot where I end up spawning. Ah well. Here's what it is. Just in case, because... Ah yes. The mimic is coming, the mimic is coming, the mimic is coming, the mimic is coming. So yeah, because of these reasons, SOTM... It's it's not really things at the end of the day. The problems that is happening right now is also not. It's just a one-sided thing. It's a two-sided thing. To be honest, it's really. It's also tiring. Yeah, this is why I just straight up don't get involved with FNaF community anymore. Like, all these other issues to be talked about FNaF, but it's just like, do I really care? Do I really care at this point? Do I really want to get to see the community, the FNaF community win the FNaF community? Like, to be honest, no, just focus it on the topic that is actually important. Or I think is actually important. But yeah, that's just a lot to talk about, to be honest. And my main conclusion with this is that Steel, Scott, please improve your communication. Please do a check on EduTheVODS Studios. And just do better, basically. This gonna keep happening. Yeah, no, it took me a while to... Anyway, I decided to drink water until now. I should try to drink before. Oh, my throat feels great now. Hello, no, I don't think this is definitely not PB. I committed a few silly mistakes that makes it impossible. To be fair, I didn't even plan to speedrun to the top. Oh my god. But how are you supposed to go up then? Oh, I fucked it up.
Welcome, potential investors and buyers.
Shit, I just
Are you thinking of getting
fall and die. Not to worry about anything else.
Then, boy,
Well, this can do
we have
this.
some news for you. Welcome to the
But yeah,
studio of the future.
no, definitely not on PB.
Here, there's no need for a cast or crew.
Anyways, I wish I could talk more of this a bit of detail, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be missing a lot of points to target, to be honest. I just don't have the energy anymore. Ooh, okay, that was close. And I'm gonna keep playing FNaF games. You don't give a shit about Piltrum. I don't need to watch you Invincible. I really should. Well, that's I didn't know it's possible to just run forever and get speed. You know, like I'm sure I stopped running there. I don't know what the fuck happened there. Gato. It's just that run. Yeah, this is a run. This is not. I mean, he was already dead the moment I proceed. Okay, but what the fuck? What the heck is wrong with me? Why am I failing to get on this run? Get on this? I fell there. Okay, no, it's fine. But I'm sorry, I'm not trying to go fast in here. I get I haven't been speedrunning this game for a little while, but come on, it cannot be that rusted. Maybe when I haven't, not even when weeks passes, I'm that rusted speedrunning this game. The fuck? Yeah, it's okay. That's sure. You know, just finish this run, even though it's already dead and I already cheated, so eh. I'm just gonna skip the ball, the shooting gallery because it's just I just don't want to. That will be continuing the issue. I mean, it's just because I'm in Latin American servers and because I live in the America continent, and the next quest is not available till tomorrow, so it's like there was a gap of stream. The hell was that? So it's like, okay, sure. Speedruns. There was a little bit to talk about the FNaF community and the SOTM on the Stewell and Scott problems with communication and shit. So I was like, you know what, sure, why not?
You've made me the happiest captain on the 7 seas.
Foxy, you did it! You did it! You found the perfect present for the captain.
I did?
The perfect present was friendship all along.
Foxy, this party was for me. I am ours, Captain. Who else? Foxy, my birthday was last week.
I want to say that. What's the music for? I forgot the mod. the mod that skips allows you to skip this. It's doesn't play the music.
Please follow the script. Reloading. 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 I might really feel try.
Oh, no. Poor captain.
For me talking for a very long period, it's not a good thing.
Your record. This
It's annoying because this is funny because considering that I do a lot of when I play game with voice acting, I don't get this tired of yapping. It's it's funny. It's interesting.
all sorted out. Stay right there, and I will consult the service manual. Good news! The procedure is simple. We must clear out the foreign material. First, we will blend the foreign objects. Then, you'll need a stringent steam clean to
I'm
scoop
dying.
out the remaining organic material so we can scoop it out. Finally, we will flush out your interior with a power hose, then give you a nice long soak in the bleach bath. You will be shipshape in no time. Please wait here.
Yeah, I've also given my net I stopped drinking water way before, for a while.
1,625
But still, I feel like I can yap a lot when I'm doing a lot more when I'm doing voice acting. Probably because I guess also depends on what characters' voices I'm doing. I look back at like a lot of these other dead characters are not hard to voice. Like I look at Sans, hey, it's me, Sans. What you do, everybody?
Very excited about our
Oh, this is me, Papyrus.
Welcome to the world's first
This is me, Alphys. Sometimes I just never know what voice I always forget what voice I give to a 9. The last I knew was something like this. Hey, don't forget me, your ex-husband. Oh yes, alright. I feel so sorry for you. And also don't forget tutorial. Ha! I know, I die, Freddy, but this one is not hard to do. Although there are some voices are difficult to do. Not this one though. This one. This one. Well, not difficult to do, but it does. It does. It requires more effort. For my job requires more effort to do these voices. Kind of like the Monty one, but to be fair, the Monty voice isn't that hard at all, or that painful to do anymore. I'm trying to remember the voices. I mean, there's also a Roxanne voice. But that one's not even that difficult to begin with. Well, maybe if I speak a long periods of time or I try to raise my voice with this, can I record a little bit, but it's not the worst voice to do. I never had a proper voice for Sun. I'm pretty sure I have done it. I think it was in the Monty Wolf that I gave a good son voice, but it's I remember being very tiring to do. Well, we got a new friend! Or some shit like that. I cannot remember. Some shiitake like that. I think, okay, there was, I forgot to pull out one rat. I was like, okay, that's the last one, wait, hold up. I realized really late. But again, this rat is already dead, so whatever. Yep. Yeah, what can I do? I think the voices. Well, I don't think the Doki voices are difficult to do. How's Monica's voices? Listen, everybody, it is me, Monica. And I think this is Sayori's voice. And I think this one is Yuri's voice, which is pretty similar to Toriel's voice. It's not like anything. But I had to be a tsundere because of Natsuki Doki Doki. I think it'll be more higher pitch, but either way, not really difficult to do. It's like anything, Baka. So yeah, I don't really have that many. Like, I do have voices that are difficult to do, but I don't know, maybe because I feel more. A lot of them doesn't feel that hard or like that demanding from my throat. Like it's not I feel like the Springtrap Moon or even this voice like the Black Marion. They're not like difficult. I mean they are difficult. They don't demand more of my throat. It does make my throat take more effort to do them. Ah yes, also there's this voice. Yeah, beat my name and I've been no, what is my name and I have been along. How? Whatever. and listen to me trail. Uh, Billie Jean. Cause I really hate this part. Just not last too long, but it is a huge time loss on speedrun. Alright, I'm already 6 minutes behind. Haha, 7 minutes. Haha, that's so funny. That's so funny. But yeah, also my voice when it's the Jackie from the video game from the Jackie's what's the name of the song again? Jackie's song? Jackie's voice? Jackie's song? Jackie's box? Yeah, I think Jackie's box. And my name is a fucking mimic, oh yeah, my name is a fucking mimic, oh yeah.
So there is some good news and some
Yeah, probably other voices, but I cannot remember all of them right now.
is that you can make repairs from inside the elevator. You don't have to wait around until
Of course, please don't forget that voice that actually destroys my throat.
the less
Oh no!
Oh, you stupid voice. I'll always regret giving that voice to Monster Kid.
because you're in the elevator as well, which is still good.
Ow!
You can fix it as a team and
You know what? Fuck it. Bye, Fiona.
okay, let's just hop right in.
It's not exciting to stay there to do repairs. I really care more about practicing the parts where I struggle the most. It's still loaded? No. It's completely loaded. Good. There's no even point to keep this. Guys, it'll be weird. I end up crying when PS Outer Tail end up having Monster Kid as one of the main. Well, getting a lot of protagonism in that fan game. I enjoy a lot Outer Tail, but holy fuck. Never thought I had to voice that stupid child for that long. In a fun game. Stupid child. Yeah, I know that the voice answer to Mitas on me side, but I just don't remember her voices, to be honest. Other were just basically the same voice with different pitch. I mean, that's a way to save yourself a chica, you know? I have this. Ah, it will be so great when you put out the. It will be so cool if they put it in the on the inventory. God damn it. Yeah, Chad, you're just touching it if you get stuck, if chicken tries to kill you. Well, just open the door. Leave the storage room. And there's no need to say this, but this is a bad speedrun start. I'm not taking it for the funnies. Okay, in terms of voices, I remember who else. I can remember struggling a lot. Yeah, okay. You know what? Sure, I'm gonna try to get there in the way I intended. It's still really hard to do it. I see people doing it without any struggle, and I'm like, yeah, I cannot do that. I just the only way I can do it is if I move this, click, leave, and just get on them while it's getting on the top. I just don't know how to do it the proper way. Well, like I can do it, but not consistently. No, like chat, I wanna have a tiger, a white tiger plush. I like how silly tiger rock looks like white tiger. It's getting confused. It's just funny that I used to call him White Tiger before SOTM, and just to be his actual name. And now I got used to calling him the White Tiger Rock. It's very annoying. The lockers at the end are still gonna dominate. There is. I can go check his attention, that's funny. But well, chat, I'm gonna have to leave now. Oh yeah, well before I can leave. It's important that we listen his message. Ah, okay, it's fine. It's easily savable. Now we can listen to his message.
My name is Edwin. I made the mimic. It was difficult to put the pieces together, but unfortunately, something went so wrong, and now I can't do anything but sing this stupid song.
Cinema. Anyways, chat. I'm gonna be leaving out, chat. This runner's dead. I don't want to finish it now. I practice the parts where I struggle the most, and even if I want to speedrun again, it's just it won't be a successful speedrun. So we are pretty much getting nothing up doing this. Well, I should say actually that even I can restart. Well, there won't be time to finish the run, so it's just better if we just leave it now. Yeah, so yeah, chat, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for accompanying this weird stream. I'll interesting. Yeah. Okay, I never tried to look behind this. I don't know. I was like, okay, it should have something behind, right? Yeah, it does. But yeah, tomorrow there's no stream, so I'm gonna see you next week to finish the recent Genshin quest. And, and yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me here on Twitch. Follow me on my Twitter account, on my Blue Sky account, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and now I'm one of the Chica's roller coasters. Bye bye. Oh wow. So funny to see that the cupcake from this illustration is different from this cupcake with feet. The cupcake has feet. Anyways, bye.